Dry Creek existed because the railroad decided it should. Nothing more, nothing less. A few wooden buildings, a dusty road. A town that learned early how to forget the dead. People said Dry Creek had no mercy. That was true. Mercy required memory. Late one afternoon, when the sun hung low and the shadows grew long, a stranger arrived. He rode slowly, not because he was tired, but because he had nowhere left to rush to. His coat was worn. His hat hid his eyes, but it couldn't hide who he was. His name was Elias Crow. Once, people spoke his name in whispers. They said he was the fastest gun in 3 states. They said he never lost. But what truly scared them was that he never drew first. He didn't come to Dry Creek looking for trouble. Trouble had been waiting for him for years. Inside the saloon, laughter died the moment he walked in, not because he demanded silence, but because silence recognized him. He asked for water, not whiskey. Water. That alone told the town everything it needed to know. A man named Caleb Boone noticed him. Boone didn't fear legends. He enjoyed breaking them. Boone had taken control of Dry Creek the same way he took everything else, through blood, threats, and patience. Years earlier, Boone had killed someone Elias loved, not in a well, not with honor, just because he could. Elias had carried that moment with him ever since. Not a stranger, us. Wait, that night, the sheriff warned him to leave. Elias refused, not because he was brave, because he was done running. Morning came with dust in the air, and death in everyone's thoughts. Boone stood in the street, smiling. He wanted witnesses. He wanted fear. Elias stood across from him, calm, still waiting. Boone mocked him, told him the world had changed, told him rules were for men who wanted to die slowly. The wind rose, hands hovered near holsters. Boone drew first. Elias finished it. One shot, fast enough to end a life, slow enough to end a chapter. Boone fell into the dirt he believed he owned. No cheers followed, only silence, the kind that makes a town think. Elias holstered his gun and turned away. He didn't look proud. He looked empty. By sunset, he was gone. Dry Creek survived, but it was never the same, because for one brief moment, justice passed through town, and then, like Elias Crow, it rode Hawaii.
This town lost its name a long time ago. People just called it a place where nothing stayed. Men passed through. Trains passed through. Trouble passed through. But nothing stayed long enough to matter. Except one man. His name was Samuel Harlan. He was the sheriff. Not because he wanted the badge, because no one else wanted to wear it. Samuel Harlan once believed in rules. He believed the badge meant something. He believed that standing in the middle of the road was enough. He was wrong. The town did not fear criminals. It feared consequences. When thieves came, people looked away. When guns were drawn, doors closed quietly. When blood stained the dirt, someone always said it was deserved. Harlan buried more men than he arrested. Slowly the town buried him too. Not with dirt, with silence. One night 5 men rode in from the south. They did not hide. They did not rush. They drank in the saloon. They laughed loudly. They left fear behind. Harlan followed them outside. He told them they could not stay. The leader asked if he would stop them. Harlan said yes. They laughed, not because it was funny, because it was sad. The next morning a note was nailed to Harlan's door. It told him to leave the badge behind. He did not. Days later the gang returned, this time with gunfire. Glass broke. A man fell in the street. Harlan ran toward the sound. Alone. No one followed him. He stood in the road with the badge on his chest. The gang surrounded him. They told him he had been warned. Harlan raised his gun. So did they. The town watched from behind walls. No one prayed. No one moved. The shots came fast. When the dust settled, Samuel Harlan lay in the dirt. The badge was still there. No one stepped forward, not to help, not to mourn. They buried him at sunset. No words, no prayers, just a shallow grave at the edge of town. After that, something changed. The wind stopped. The nights grew heavy. People heard footsteps in empty streets. They saw a figure standing where no one should be. The gang did not get far. Their horses returned without riders. Their bodies were found days later. No bullet wounds, no knife marks, only fear frozen on their faces. The town understood too late. They had buried their sheriff, but the law never left.